This year, I'm on track to break $500,000 for my business.
Nice.
A lot of them were real personal goals, like things that I needed to figure out myself and find myself a little bit better before I proceeded with everything else that I wanted to do. And I have done all that. Like I have rediscovered exactly, my passion, my drive, and I have a clear focus.
Everybody, welcome back to Scale Nation Podcast. Today, I'm back with my hosts, Carl and Zach. Carl, we missed you last couple podcasts. So happy to have you back.
Excited to be here. I really am. It's been a rough couple weeks, but we're back and we're churning as usual.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head if it's been a rough couple weeks. It's been a long 2 weeks is what I call it. So much has happened with the deal that's moving as well as work. It's been rough.
I feel it. I really do. I had to turn the light off in the camera because it was starting to give me little headaches, and I was like, "Yeah, I can't have light looking at me, man."
Yeah, and then winter doesn't help. I'm lucky because I'm in Florida. But how are you guys holding up there?
I'm ready for it to be over. I've been ready for it to be over for the last 3 weeks, and it just keeps coming back, and it keeps coming back more annoying.
Just get
away from it.
It's fighting snow. It's just problem after problem.
Yeah,
really.
Dealing with a lot of leaking pipes, a lot of frozen buildings, no heat issues. It's a fun month.
Yeah, so
I've been doing.
What's up, Carl?
I've been doing insurance claim work, and you know how fun insurance is to deal with. Oh yeah, I've been doing water intrusion mitigation and mold mitigation for insurance companies. I've been working with Travelers for the last a couple weeks, and I just now landed my third job with the insurance companies. Yeah, it's a headache. It really is, but the money's there. So it's like I have to learn to deal with the big headache, and I've had a consistent big headache, so it just keeps rolling, dude.
Not only has to work for the headache, but I have a headache.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop. It really doesn't.
No, I agree with you there. Today we're talking about goals, guys. So on that note, Carl, the reason why you started this insurance job, is it to help you with any of your goals? Because I remember when we were at the October meetup, right? We we signed a agreement saying that we set goals, and in 90 days we'll follow up and see if we ever hit those goals. So I can go first, but if you, Carl, you can tell me about the insurance. How's that helping you hit your goals?
I mean, for example, the first one that I, not to bring actual numbers into it, but the first one, the first insurance job I got netted me $4,000 in like a week. And then the second insurance job that I got, it is actually more of a bigger one, and it has structural integrity attached to it. And that one's a little over 20, but they're asking for an extension on how much it is because there's significant structural damage. And then I got another one in which actually Zach got the benefit of hearing me covered in sewage water, and me oh no, Zach heard how I was talking, and I don't think Zach heard from me the rest of the day. Dude, I was I mentally, I checked out completely. I was like, you know what, man, I said, I'm done with this. I said, today was just too much.
Zach, I
called Zach and said, I'm covered in sewage water. I said, you know what, dude? I said, today is not my day. This is the worst day ever. I said, I'm over this. But I ended up landing in insurance.
Stay in the business long enough, it's going to happen to you over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that, bro.
No.
I don't want to know if the Ninja Turtles are real or not. I'm good.
But there's a build back that I got out of it. So I don't have to actually do the plumbing, because I told him, I was like, you know what? I said, I'm good on the plumbing for like the next 3 months. I said, I really don't. I'll do your build back. I'll rebuild your half bath. I said, but I'm not. No more. I said, nope, I'm good. I said, this one sprayed me enough already. I said, I don't need any more.
Oh, it's sprayed? Got everywhere. Jeez.
I called Zach, and there's very choice words that I used, that I was not a happy camper. I was not. Now you can ask, and I was up there, like, charge this individual a decent amount per hour to be up there. And I still wish I didn't do it. I really do. Yeah. Just one of them things. I really do. I wish I didn't.
Sitting there long enough, and it's going to happen over and over.
Yep.
I've been there myself.
I got sprayed.
Oh, guess something to look forward to, I guess.
It was a non-yummy treat, something I didn't want that early in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah,
Right.
something to
Yeah.
look forward to.
Nope.
Yeah, I can't wait to come
So,
home and where
where
were
are you
you?
on your
Oh,
goals there, Carl? Where
Oh,
are you
she
on your
could
goals?
smell where I was. It smelled like I just crawled out of I was like Ninja Turtles, came right out of the sewer. Yeah. So,
But like Zach said, where are you on your goals, Carl? Like what goals you set? Where are you, and how is it progressing?
it's progressing pretty well. This year I'm on track to break $500,000 for my business.
Nice,
Just off the
nice.
first couple months, but that'll give me the capital to do whatever I want to do later on in the year. It's just I have to get that built up because it'll make me more comfortable and confident with any deals we may have going forward. Because one thing you never like to be is stretched too thin, and
Yeah,
what I'm doing right now is preventing that.
yeah. Was that a yearly goal? Or one of your 90-day goals?
One 90-day goal was actually 250,000.
Okay.
So
Are you close
I'm
to hitting that, or?
I mean, yeah. For 90 days from January 1st, I should be to where I'm very close. It's just there's other things that happen throughout that process. Things that set me back a little bit. But we're recouping, regrouping, and proceeding forward, and everything is going as
Nice,
planned. And I'm happy to have everybody still around and proceeding forward. So, but
nice.
everything is proceeding exactly how it should and how it should have, and it's going to keep growing. And I'm excited for what the future holds.
That's awesome to hear, man. So we've talked about your business, right? Your business goals. What about your personal goals? Like for yourself, do you have any 90-day goals for that?
I've actually already hit all of those.
Really?
A lot of them were real personal goals, like things that I needed to figure out myself and find myself a little bit better before I proceeded with everything else that I wanted to do. And I have done all that. Like I have rediscovered exactly, my passion, my drive, and I have a clear focus now.
That's awesome.
So, and the
So,
big thing was, like I said, I mean, you have to really focus and drive yourself before you proceed on with anything at all, and know that everything's going to be good with what you're doing, and
mhm.
yeah. So, but I feel everything is as much as it can, given recent events and whatnot. But yeah, it's proceeding as fast as it can, as responsibly as it can.
Yeah. And then last question I'll ask you, Carl, is I know your 90 goals haven't finished yet. So let's say you end in like the end of March, right? So at the
hmm
end of March, what's going to be, besides hopefully, better weather, what are going to be your next 90-day goals after that?
My next 90 days is going to be to have my first multifamily in my possession. And
Oh,
it's going to
cool.
be something that I'm going to have to jog people for underwriting and everything like that. But I want to start out with something, it doesn't even have a multifamily flip, ideally. Something like a 2-family, 3-family, something that I can get my hands into and, work and flip. And you start using that as, cash flow after I get
All
done
right.
with it. And using the
That's
money
good to
that I
hear.
make from my insurance and whatnot to throw into that from those jobs I complete.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I feel a
So
lot more comfortable now than I did, 3 months ago. So I
that's
was
good to
going to
hear.
proceed that way.
So for me, let me go. So I had a 90-day goals as well. My 90-day goals were started in October, were to get a duplex, right? Get something under contract and closed. I didn't hit that goal. This is for my business. I had other goals like for this podcast, like, host podcast episodes, meet people. So I meet that goal, meet a couple of people. We even shot a live one in Pittsburgh. That was awesome. I love
That was
that. But
fun,
for
yeah.
my other business to actually close on a duplex, I didn't hit that goal because I'm trying to close on this deal with Zach that we're working on now and trying to put most of my focus on that. So hopefully we can get closed by March,
Huh.
right? That's the goal. We've had some pushback. We had some, markets, lenders, a lot of drama, lenders leaving and getting new
Yeah, a
lenders.
lot of
Was
lending
this
drama on
the
this one.
is this the
Yeah.
deal that we were all looking at?
Yeah, the 20, the one that
Yeah,
you walked,
2080.
Carl, you walked for us.
Yeah.
So it's been Marvel. Marvel's been. It was funny because I think it was last podcast we talked to a realtor. Was it Tyler Thompson? really
Yeah.
good. He's really good at Western PA. He knows about the area. When I asked him about Marble, he's like, he doesn't even know what that was.
Well,
And I was like,
yeah.
that doesn't bode well. But it was funny. It was funny. Yeah, Marble's just been the headache. I think all the other units everyone likes, they're willing to lend on, but Marble, they're just like, we don't know about that area. We're not willing. A lot of lessons learned. A lot of lessons
Yeah,
learned.
Marvel's a very small. I would call it a village. It doesn't even have a
Village.
population to even be called a town. The only thing Marble is known for is the insurance company, Farmers of Marble.
Right.
So yeah, it's really small. So when you're talking with a lot of lenders and we don't do anything rural, well, that's rural. That's like the sticks. So we actually got news today that we got two lenders engaged. We got one commercial on the 10-unit building, and we've got one residential lender on the rest of the
Is that commercial
portfolio,
tenant gone?
except Marble.
Is the
I don't
commercial
think that,
tenant the
no, he's not
commercial?
gone. He's
Oh,
not
he
gone.
isn't.
He's still
Oh,
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
says he's going to stick there until mid-year, probably till end.
Yep.
His lease is due at the end of the year, but he probably is going to stick around. Hopefully we can fill it up before then.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Yeah. Again, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to fill that. Even Tyler
yeah, I
was
mean, we're
talking
out
about
on the
how it's a
street.
great
Yeah.
location and a great opportunity. But yeah,
good.
so we're actually going to close on this deal again. We'll need an extension. And we're playing lender roulette.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God.
But we finally have word that they're going to close on it. Need some time, but Marble will be free and clear. We're not going to have
Yeah,
any loans
apparently
against
Marvel's
it.
going to be free and
They don't
clear.
want to hold that as collateral, but we're buying at such a low price that they're good with all the other properties and the valuation of all of that. So
That's fantastic for you guys.
yeah,
I'm proud of you guys. That sounds awesome.
Hey, you can congratulate us if we can get it closed. It's still up in
once
the
we
air
get
right
close,
now.
exactly.
We're trying to catch it. Yeah.
It's like a rebound
Ooh,
with like
ooh,
nine
exactly,
footers standing
exactly.
around it,
They're
grabbing it.
almost a that we.
Yeah. When's it gonna come to
So
the smaller guy? Come on now.
Yeah, yeah,
so until we get it,
exactly.
we'll let you know if we can vote it. But yeah, that's what I've been focusing regarding multifamily to get closed regarding my business side. Personal side, trying to read more books. I'm still trying to do one a week, but I've been failing at that because I've been so busy doing other stuff, especially my W-2 and going to meetups and meeting other people. I'm trying to work out more. So I've been doing more walks, trying to do at least 3 to 4 workouts a week and try to start running. So now I do at least running on Mondays. So that's all the personal side, trying to make sure I stay healthy, because this is, I read a book that said, I think it was the Miracle Morning, I think it's called The Miracle Morning. You have to take your personal side very seriously because personal helps you scale your business. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, then you can't really take care of your business, fix yourself, and stuff
Exactly.
like that. So I'm also trying to sleep more. I've been really bad at that, bro. I've been running on like 6 hours of sleep for so long that now I'm trying to get when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I should be asleep for an extra 2 more hours, and I'm like, well, I don't feel tired, so it's stuff like that.
I feel that. Dude, I wake up at
Yeah.
4 o'clock and then I'm like, I start doom scrolling because I can't get back to sleep. So I end up like
Exactly.
looking at some like, person over in like the sticks, mitering crown molding. And I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea. And then next thing I know, it goes from 4 o'clock until like 5:45. And I'm like, I should probably get another hour of sleep because I start getting tired. Yeah, I'm not.
Exactly.
I can't sleep over 6 hours. It's just not in my DNA. I have to get up and get moving. It sucks, but it's just the rough reality.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So yeah, that's what I think that I should focus on for my personal stuff. So what's next 90 days for me? Still at least have a duplex. If we can get this, if this deal can be closed within March and then we can get it refinanced and stuff for the next couple months, then get my own duplex, figure that out. And then probably have and start scaling that side of the business. I've actually raised the money that I wanted to raise. So that's for my get a duplex, get a multifamily in the area. My 100% goal for my business side. After that, I think I'm gonna probably get three. I want 6 by the end of the year, 6 properties. So 1 to 3, probably. I have talked to a friend. He said you could probably get if you really focus and work hard, you can get 6 closed and no issues. And you probably mid-year. And I was like, I don't know, man. I want to work on stabilization too, making sure that they're not burning a hole in my pocket. But beyond that, personal goals, probably be able to run 10 miles without not 10 miles, 10 kilometers without feeling exhausted.
I was like 10
Yeah.
miles.
10
Holy,
miles.
that's a
Yeah.
good goal.
I'm gonna do a quick marathon. Yeah. Right? But yeah, start small. Start small. And then hopefully I hit my sleep goals of 8 hours and waking up early and all that stuff. It's a slow process. Learn more, read more. And I'm not trying to make sure like have weight goals too, lower my weight to make sure that I'm actually more healthy, cook more and all that other stuff. So it's stuff that I'm working on, making sure that, I have a strategy. What I've been using is reading more books actually help. I think the books that really helped me out was Atomic Habits. That's always a goodie. Another one that helped me out was I'm losing the train of thought. The Miracle Morning, and what's the other one? There's one that was really great, but I can't remember it right now. I wrote it down. Let me see if I can pull it up. But beyond that, I'm happy. I'm happy where I am currently. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't. So, you know how everybody sets those New Year's resolutions and then after a month or they bounce off of it? I'm trying to make
You're
sure that's
like,
not me. Yeah. Trying to make sure that ain't me, man. I'm gonna make sure I stake through it. It's called the Richest Man in Babylon and the 7 Habits of Highly
I
Effective People,
love
right?
that book.
The
The
Seven
Richest
Habits?
Man in Babylon is my
Oh yeah,
go-to.
dude. I've been sending it
Yep.
to my lenders. Let me see if I can find it here. So I
I
got
love the
someone who
zoom
lent
in.
me money.
I love the zoom into the side of his head. The
Yeah,
lineup.
let me see if I
I'm
can find
definitely
it. Wait,
buying
wait. I had this.
it.
I don't have it. So there's like this
Sorry,
collector's edition, the collector's edition version of it, like a platinum version of it. And I've been sending it to my lenders as a gift for lending me money and with a little note inside of it that says, hey, thank you for lending me. Thank you for being part of my journey.
nice.
Seriously, I put the note in the chapter of, I don't remember, the Camel Trader. I don't know if you know that one. How he was
Yeah.
just a quick
Yep.
synopsis. I don't want to ruin the book for everyone, but the guy was down on his luck, and not having such a great time. But he wrote these like slabs, and on the slabs, he thought how he 10% towards himself, 20% towards debts, and then 70% to do whatever you want to. And I think that is a really good to live by that mantra. So that's my plan, and then I give it to all my lenders so they know how I'm going to treat them. Make sure that I get their money back. Yeah, I
Nice.
love that book,
That's
The
nice.
Richest Man in Babylon. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually don't have it in my bookcase behind me because my daughter's reading it. She asked
Oh,
me for a book and I
great.
handed it to her.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good read too because it's like you can get into it, you can hear the stories, and you can remember them.
It's
That's
a
really cool.
story. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just my goals. That's how I feel. I hope I can, meet them. I understand that goals are there to be met, but sometimes, you're not going to meet them and then learning, right? Learning what you did right, what you did wrong, and how you can do better, right? That's how I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure out that we
exactly.
make sure that even then, if I don't meet them, why did I not meet them? And then what can I do to make sure I meet them next time, right? So
Yeah, something I learned
stuff like
early
that is really good.
on, something that goals are not set in stone, not rigid, they're a moving target. So
Exactly.
if you set your say, I'm gonna by the 23rd of February, I'm gonna do this, and you don't do it, and you need an extra week to do it, don't get discouraged by not doing it. Just take that time and get it done. That actually makes you feel better. If you think setting goals and reaching goals by a certain date is set in stone, you're gonna get discouraged over time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But yeah, those are my goals. This is what I'm working towards. I encourage everyone, even those listening to us now, that if you have goals and try to set something, make sure you set it, write it down, and you look at it. Because if you're not looking at it, you'll forget, and then you will actually achieve what you're working towards. So I have it on my board right here, and I have it on my phone. On my phone, it's like it's just text that says, "Here are your goals." Every time I pick up my phone, I see them.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah. What about you, Zach? What are your 90 days? What did you achieve? What are you working towards and how you failed?
My 90 days, I mean, again, my goals are always moving, always changing, but what I set every I say end of December, so Nikki and I both sit down and we discuss what's up for the next year. What are we doing? So personally wise, definitely taking our annual trip. Definitely gonna, work on, our personal finances, and we've been doing that. But as far as the last 98 days, I'm working on my health. So I've actually been on the carnivore diet
Oh,
for,
cool.
I believe I started it last October, so I'm still on that. I'm still doing well on that. I'm actually down to, believe it or not, 17% body fat.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I've lost 60 pounds in the 6 months. So
Wow.
I'm still on that. I'm still pushing forward to that, but that's on the personal side of things where just again, like you said, May, is working on your health. You know, I've been going to the gym just to get up in the morning. It's the sleep thing you said. Sleep more. Actually, I actually want to sleep less.
Really?
I want to get to
How much have
6
you been
hours.
sleeping?
Huh? Oh
How
God.
much you been sleeping?
Not
Like 10 hours?
no,
He's been sleeping for 12
no.
hours straight. He's like, I wake up refreshed. I'm happy. Let's go.
The day's
No,
gone, but who
yeah, to
cares?
be
Yeah,
honest, I usually go to bed
it's
about
all
10
right.
o'clock,
Yes.
and I'm usually up at 6.
Okay.
So usually been getting about 8 hours, and I want to cut that back because I want to start getting up at 5 a.m. I want to start getting up at 4 a.m. over time, and actually having that that extra time to do work. I haven't decided yet whether or not it's going to be getting up at 4 in the morning or it's going to be going to bed at midnight. But I need additional time, especially now where we're growing on the rental side of things and the property management side of things. I need that time, that quiet time to sit down and actually think. My goal for unit numbers, I'm hoping to get to 300 units this year.
Nice.
Right now, we're a little behind on that because this 28 unit keeps getting pushed, and I've told Nikki that we're gonna close this before I start looking for another set.
Have you putting those in quarters, the units? Like by the like this quarter,
Yeah,
Q1, we're gonna have this many in this quarter.
yeah. So the initial thought was to have 150 units uh, by June.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna be closing this 28, hopefully end of March. Now that we've extended it,
Hopefully.
that brings me to 106. But I'm still looking for that 100 unit, 200 unit property. It's a lot of work to get letters engaged on these smaller properties when it's the same amount of work to go into larger
Bigger
units, larger properties. It's dealing with it once rather than 4 times, rather than 6 times. So I keep my eye out for that property. And again, I'm only buying in Pittsburgh, so it's limited. I mean, I've seen a few where Walter has told me, stay in your lane, stay in Pittsburgh, stay out of Cleveland. That's my heart.
I've seen it for you too. They sent me deals like, "Hey, check this out." I'm like, "That's not in Pittsburgh." He's like, "Yeah, but you can look at it." I'm like, "It's a waste of my time."
Exactly. I got people claiming me all kinds of things, and I'm like, listen, it's not Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Some things in Texas, some things in Louisiana, some things in
Right.
Illinois. I'm like, I'm so tempted, but it's not in Pittsburgh,
Not in
and
Pittsburgh.
I need to be hands on right now. So, but on the other side of the goals too, we're actually planning to do 1 flip per quarter, and we are on
Really?
track to finish up our first flip this year at the end of March.
A flip, and you say flip like a burr or like you flip to sell?
Yeah, it's gonna be a burr. I'm gonna hold
Okay,
it for 2 years before I sell.
perfect.
Exactly.
Cool.
But right now it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that
How's that go? How's the remodeling going?
it's coming along. It's a little slower than I expected, but we're still on track to hit it before end of March.
Good.
Which
Nice.
is
Good.
the goal. It's a couple more. I mean, with any deal, with any situation or the property, any renovation, you always have the hidden surprises.
Oh yeah.
We got hit with a $12,000 surprise and foundation work.
Wow.
Oh, is that what happened with? Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So
It's one of them things. It's unavoidable, and like that's like there was a. Remember when I showed you that one property that was completely gutted and everything, and it was one that was right there, probably about 5-10 minutes from me. It was somebody that I knew that owned it and everything, but it just got to the point where the people around the property not good. The condition of it, I mean, it was completely gutted, so that took half the work out of everything. But the actual the first floor was moving. It was actively like I could walk across it. It was moving, and I was like, "Yeah, we're not doing this. No."
There's a trampoline. And you're like, woo!
I wish it
Mario
could have
used to
showed
live
me the
there.
upstairs because the stairs were gone too, so I could only see
Oh
the
no!
first floor.
That's how they got
It
to the
was
second
like-
floor. They just, they had
Go.
yeah. So we're working on getting that finished, and we'll be looking for the next one here soon to start that process to purchase.
The
Beautiful.
So you only doing it with single family flips, or it doesn't matter as long as you can make a
Doesn't
flip?
matter. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
this one came about because it was run down. This one came to me actually, I would say 2 years ago.
Really?
The owner I bought it from wanted to sell it, wanted to use me as an agent. I put in an offer right then and there. Didn't have to worry about listing it. He never got back to me. I don't think he was very excited by my offer of 30K, but
I can understand.
then it hit the market at 45 and I closed on it at 35. So a little bit higher than my initial offer, but still within a good range. And it'll be worth upwards of 200,000 when I'm done with it. So
Wow,
very good spread there.
Well, beautiful.
that is a really nice spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And we're
30
putting
to
about
200. Shit.
90,000 to 120,000 renovations into it.
Well, shit. I'd
So
I'd
it's one
take
of the main
70
reasons
to,
why I'm gonna burr
yeah.
it and hold on to it for a long period of time. We're waiting for the appreciation to go up, waiting for, and then I don't want to hit that capital gains tax when I go to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Do you have any books that you recommend?
I've actually haven't read many books recently.
Hmm,
I could give you a
same
whole
book
bunch
club.
I recommend, but what I've been doing lately, I've actually been listening to driving my 2 hours to Pittsburgh every day. I've actually been listening to the sermons from a church in Jacksonville, Florida, called
Really?
Church 1122. So just trying
Say that
to
again. Church of what?
Church 1122.
Oh, okay. That's fun to hear.
Yeah, you found it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I like some of the things the pastor says and some of and how he stands on a few things, and it's easier to listen to while I'm driving. So I'm also trying to dig deeper in my faith as well. So
that's always a
not a
good
lot of
one to do.
books, still expanding on my knowledge, on resources, on faith.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's always good to
Yeah,
build your faith.
absolutely.
So I wanted
Yeah,
to talk
so
about current events. I don't know if you guys heard, and you guys might have more insight on this than me. Recently, I think the Supreme Court blocked Trump's tariffs thing. And as a
yeah,
contractor, you guys contracting. I wanted
only
to
the
know
IEEPA tariffs.
that he
Um,
what? The only one?
only the IEEPA tariffs.
What's that?
It's just the Emergency Act. What ended up happening is a day later he came out with a different tariff under a different law.
Yep.
Really?
So yeah,
A day later? So how's that? So my question about that was, how is that affecting contracting, right? Because I don't know, we don't build everything in the U.S. You get materials from other places, so material cost is higher, right? I would assume.
material costs have been high last 6 years, 4 years.
I'm telling you right
We're
now, there
talking
was a,
COVID hit and material prices went through the roof and
So the
has never
tariffs are
come
not
back down.
affecting it at all.
I don't
As
think they are.
No, no. As
Interesting.
far as what's going on with that, with trade and everything, and honestly, the price is the price, but I don't believe that it's really hitting us real hard because, like I said, material prices are through the roof once COVID hit.
Yeah, I'm
So
telling you right now that whenever I went over, I was building a deck. It was like a year after COVID. I was building a deck for somebody. And I looked at and I gave him a quote because I was used to certain, it was my first big job after, COVID.
Right.
And, I give him a price because I'm like, oh, lumber can't change that much. Dude, my jaw hit the floor. I went in there and I was like, dude, it cost me an extra like 2.5 grand for the pressure treated lumber, 16 foot
Wow.
especially. It was horrible because I was like, okay, so I'm going to net this on this job. I said, this is actually a really, really good deal. The fact that he accepted it that quickly, I said, he said he got other quotes, and I said, people must be. I mean, I might have to start charging more.
That's why.
Oh, but that's why, and
That's why. Yeah.
it's and I actually believe the first thing I said was to my dad. I said, it's better if I just build this out of gold bullion. No joke. So that's what it feels like. The price wise difference. It was
Jeez.
horrible, and it wasn't even that big of a deck. It was a 16 by 24,
Hmm.
and it was an
Dang.
extra like 2,000 some odd change in material costs for the same amount of lumber. And I said, wow, times have changed. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what happened? So if it's not tariffs, what's hitting these prices? What's causing these price hikes?
It's just
Oh no, the price
availability.
hikes were then, right? And they haven't come down because people are paying the
No.
prices. Why
People
would
are
Yeah.
they
paying them.
lower
The
the
stuff
prices
still
if
needs
people are
built.
paying? So. everything
makes
goes up
sense.
over time. I really don't want to get too deep into politics on this,
No,
but
I get it.
ultimately it's ebbs and flows of the economy and what people see, what they can get out of it.
Oh, another thing about that, my wife was worried about floating rates because she believes that the rates are going to go up or whatever, and she doesn't want to be hit with just a surprise, right? Like you said, a surprise that happens to you. So she's wondering with the rates that we're getting. You mentioned that most commercial loans are floating.
Most
Your
commercial
experience
rate loans are adjustable rates, yes.
adjustable, yeah. So I was always wondering on that because she thought that she could get a fixed loan for a property depending on the cash flow and stuff like that. Agencies are also floating as well?
Agency debt tends to be fixed. But when you're talking commercial, especially what we're doing, I know for what she was concerned about, depending on the lender, they are adjustable. The term rate that we have for residential units are it's going to be just adjustable. Portfolio loan, unless you specifically get a fixed rate, majority of lenders want that adjustable rate. And it's just something that we have to deal with. Most of the time, you have a 5-in-1 ARM, so ARM being adjustable rate mortgage.
Mhm.
And 5-in-1 would just be it's fixed for the first 5 years, and then every 1 year after that, it can fluctuate based on the prime rate the Fed sets. Yeah. I have a line of credit through the bank that I work with that is adjustable rate is prime plus one always as the term of the loan. So whenever prime
Mhm.
moves, my rate moves.
Interesting.
I
Question
was
on that
getting
then.
I was getting letters about every 2 or 3 months from the bank. Your rate went up. Your rate went up. Your rate went up.
Jeez. Jeez. Wow. Question on that then. Where it's just a hypothesis because I'm optimistic. I think that it might go down a little bit, not significantly, just a little bit. I'm not expecting a rate to go high, and I think we've actually stabled out, right? Because of COVID, everything was low, and now everything went back up, and now we're just like stabling out because of we're in what 2026 now.
Mhm.
COVID was literally, believe it or not, almost 6 years ago. So
That's crazy to think about, honestly. I felt like it was
right.
yesterday. I remember not being able to, like, go to the store, it's like mask required, and I'm like, "Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun."
Yeah, so, man, yeah,
Yeah.
COVID kids are 6 years old running around, so yeah.
I see him going down a little bit. I see him staying kind of steady. But what you got to
Me
realize too
too.
is when rates went up to where they were at before, at their highest, the past 30-year average had been 7%. Everyone got
Yeah,
excited and happy about COVID rates because it was down to 199 or 175 or I think my grandmother has a
crazy.
1.9 on her mortgage. Um,
That's amazing.
and it
That's
was all because
beautiful.
of COVID. And we're never going to see rates like that again. And we got to get used to that. So when you're talking your rate, you have to look at it as part of your underwriting, as part of your whole deal. When you underwrite, you have to adjust for that higher rate. If the deal works at that rate, it'll work with a lower rate.
Mhm.
You know. So as far as the rate goes, it's not everything. I mean, I'm paying interest only on $900,000 right now at
Really?
11%. Yep.
I was always afraid of interest-only loans. I'm like, the principal's not going down, what if it just flipped on me, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. That's as long as the deal it works with the deal, then you're good to go. The
Mhm.
term on this one is a year, so we're coming up on the refi here in September, actually. So about
Nice.
3 months, 6 months, we've owned the property, and about I'd say about 3 months from now, we'll have looking for a refinance. But that's what got us in the door. And that's what got us the deal. Um,
Nice.
But you can't be afraid of the rate. I mean, even as a mortgage lender, when I was working at the bank, everyone was like, "What's the rate gonna be? What's the rate gonna be? Can you get me a lower rate?" Okay, here's the deal. If you auto draft your payment out of an account, you'll get 0.25%. What is that?
Yeah,
That's $2. You're the rest of the terms make the deal. The rate doesn't kill you.
that's true. Like they always say, you make money on the purchase. Alright. This has really been really good. Well, I wanted to end on so this couple weeks, right? Just since January started, since the year started, we have three principles, and I mentioned it earlier. I wanted to end on a segment called "What We Learned," what went wrong, what we learned, and how can we improve. Well, from January till now, guys, do you guys have anything that you've had that went wrong? That you learned from it, and then what you can improve from that?
From January to now, I would say we
Yeah.
lost our first lender in this 28 unit deal.
That was a good learning process.
Right.
That
Right.
was really big wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I learned from that, as far as searching for lenders, well, have more engaged at one period of time, especially on weird deals like this. And when I say weird, we're talking a scattered site portfolio in a rural area. So when you engage lenders, I think I talked to 50 lenders, and the majority were like, "It's rural, we won't touch it."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and that and mixed use. So I think what I took away from this is structuring the deal better for lenders. We've actually split it up, 2 different lenders, 2 different loans, pulled apart the portfolio that way. And then I think also too, I think we're gonna in rural areas hit up more local banks, credit unions.
Right. Yes. That's also something that we learned. And that can be part of the how can we improve, right? So you mentioned that the credit unions, local banks, I think that especially for those rural units, you really need to bring in. If I could take a stab at it, for what I learned this from January to now was for raising money from international users. So I had a really big headache, believe it or not, with raising money from overseas, and I learned a lot about like processes and stuff. And it wasn't even so we had everything made legally sense, right? Everything made sense legally. But what happened was they said that because they've never done it before, they didn't want to be the first to do it. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, because we've never done it before, we're not going to be the first to do it. So every time we're trying to do it, we got no's and no's, and like I was like, everything makes sense. Why can't we do it? So they just didn't process that. And I learned from that when we want to do this, especially from raising money overseas, we need to make sure that we engage sooner and learn all the rules at that time. We were able to do it another way, all across the board and get the money here, but it was this way that it was just a lot of headache. Now that I've learned how, we can do it, I figured out that how we can improve is probably we might have to start a business in those areas. And then because we start a business there, they can lend the money to the business because that has been done before. And then because they lend the money to the business, that business can lend overseas because it's a business entity, not individuals. So that's what I'm looking into to see if it can help, if we can do it that way. Hopefully we can engage with some like-minded people and see how we can get it started. But that was a big eye opener for us in January. It hurt a lot. Technically, Zach, when we were walking the that after we walked the properties, that the day after we were in the hotel, and then that's when we learned that we had that headache and we were freaking out. We didn't go to sleep until like 3. We had a flight at 5. So that's something that we worked towards. It was fun though. It was fun. How about
Oh
you,
yeah, I
Carl?
mean that lack of sleep, that anxious late nights, I've been there. We've dealt with
Yeah,
that.
it's always fun. It's always fun.
So I would say mine actually goes to, how you guys discussed the life aspect of things,
Mhm.
Mine would go to the whole thing of these past probably 2.5 months have been absolutely terrible and horrible. But I learned a very important lesson of bend, but do not break. You can bend. You can, your life is going to hit you with something and, you think that it couldn't get any worse, but I can promise you it
Oh
can.
man.
Like, and it can just sink you and sink you and sink you, and you'll look to outlets of things, but those outlets, aren't always a fruitful experience. And then what happens is things just continue to get worse and they get worse and you spiral all the way down and then you build yourself back up. That's what happened to me these last probably 2 months. I fully spiraled, things didn't go my way, and then I spiraled more. But here's the thing. I stabilized. I got 3 insurance jobs that are going to pull me out of the mud, out of the dirt, and I'm going to start investing. So
And out
here
of the
we are.
sewer.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, oh, exactly. Yep. But it's one of those things where it's bend, but do not break. You're going to go
Mm.
through times where your mental state is not fully with your body capabilities, and likewise the other way around. But it's the thing is you have to find that ground. You have to settle. You have to find the drive that you've always had, and you have to use that to pull you out of whatever rut you make it into. Whether it be, just for example, your lenders in that deal. how many lenders you had to go through and how long and how many extensions. And I remember sitting in that one of those units, actually, I think it was one of the marble units, sitting in there with the guy being like, well, the last person kept asking for extensions. And I remember sitting there like, that won't be us. That would never be us. Well, I mean, but you know, it's just one of those things where I have learned a great deal about myself over the last 2.5 months that honestly, I'm gonna excel. It was a life lesson that needed to happen, and you know, it was just like whenever you think things can't get worse, ever think that they can't, because they will. They'll find a way. I promise.
So I think we gotta take out of that though is not just dwell in the situation, but learn how to pivot. And I always say, if something happens and pivot, don't just dwell on the negativity of the bad luck.
Exactly, because you know what, luck isn't always bad, and at some point God's going to ring his bell and you're going to be right back and with the good graces of just about every job you touch turns to gold. So, or every property you touch turns to gold. It's that period of, you know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Like that's a guarantee. Like you're going to go through those times where you're like, wow, I don't know how I'm going to pay this bill. I don't know how I'm going to do this. But here's the thing though. I'm to that point now where it's like, I've found my niche in insurance claims, and I'm actually getting contacted by insurances now because I'm accepting these claims, and they're like, these people are getting their, depreciation value back with the pictures and the progress that you send. And it's within their 180 timeline. And it's usually within, a couple weeks. So it's building my name in something other than just house to house, but I'm still doing those house to house calls. So, that keeps me busy, but then insurance keeps me thinking about the future.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. This has been very, very good conversation, and I hope it's been actually helpful for all you guys that are actually listening to this. That when you set your goals, you can't expect to always hit them. You can't expect it to always be achievable or even clear, right? Like Carl just said, sometimes you gotta be in the sewer.
So gotta get sprayed with the shit water before you can smell the flowers.
The shit water, then exactly.
It's just how it is.
It's just how it is.
Yeah,
but it's worth it. It is worth it. If you want to achieve where you want to get to, how hard you have to work. It's not easy. They say it's passive income. You don't gotta do anything.
A lot of people
after you get it. The everything comes, and it's not even after you get it. It's just constantly compounding stuff. And if you don't take care of it, it will sink you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's staying on top of things, whether it be, for example, like I know Zach, you probably have properties where you're like, well, if I ever needed to sell something or do something, I have this property and I know that there's people that would spend this on it. You always have like Walter said, always have an exit plan in place, no matter what. It's just one of those things.
Right. And then Zach also said, don't give up. 100%.
Never. Yep. Never.
Nope. Don't give up.
Bend, but
you only fail if you give up. That's just legit. You only fail if you give up. So I tell people, don't give up. You only fail if you
can't is a swear word in my dictionary.
All right, guys. Thank you. It's been awesome. I'm happy to have you back, Carl. Hopefully, will you be back every single time?
Yeah,
missed you, man.
That's the goal.
100%.
That's the goal. I love to be here. I do. It's just life. When life hits hard. It does.
Yeah. Well, we know why you missed. You already fighting Donatello in the sewers. So. I'll give you an excuse for that. Those Ninja Turtles, they're pretty.
I'm telling you.
Right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and if you have anything, leave it in the comments. I'll see you guys later.
Next time.
See you later.